If your morning erections have disappeared after 60, your body might be sending you a silent warning. If you're a man over 60 and you've stopped waking up with morning erections, I want you to pause, just for a moment, and consider something. That change you're noticing, it's not just about getting older. It's a signal, a message from your body that something deeper is happening. You see, erections are more than just a sexual function. They're a reflection of your internal health, your blood flow, your nerve function, your hormone balance. When they fade or disappear, especially first thing in the morning, that's not just inconvenient, that's a red flag. I've spent over 30 years as a urologist, working closely with men in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. And I can tell you this with confidence. Erectile dysfunction is rarely just in your head, and it's definitely not something you're supposed to just accept with age. In fact, the loss of natural erections often points to early issues in 3 critical areas: weakened pelvic muscles, poor circulation, and stress-related hormone shifts. Let's take a closer look. First, your blood flow. Erections depend entirely on healthy, unrestricted circulation. When your arteries start to narrow due to age, lifestyle, or conditions like high blood pressure or diabetes, less blood reaches the penis. That alone can weaken your ability to get or maintain an erection. Second, the pelvic floor muscles, the deep internal muscles most men don't even know they have, are responsible for holding blood inside the penis during arousal. When these muscles weaken over time, erections tend to soften, fade faster, or disappear altogether. And finally, stress. Yes, even mild chronic stress that you've learned to live with over the years can quietly reduce testosterone levels, tighten blood vessels, and keep your nervous system stuck in a constant, low-grade fight-or-flight state. That's the opposite of what your body needs for sexual arousal. But here's the truth I want you to hold on to. This isn't the end of the road. Just because morning erections have disappeared doesn't mean your vitality is gone with them. These are signs, not sentences. And the good news is, you're not powerless. Far from it. In fact, over the years, I've guided hundreds of men back to natural erections using just 6 simple methods, especially the last one, which most men have never even heard of, but often makes the biggest difference. I've helped countless men rebuild not just their sexual function, but their energy, their confidence, and their sense of manhood, naturally, without pills. And you can too. What your body is whispering right now, we're going to listen, understand, and respond. One step at a time. Your comeback starts here. Welcome back. Now that we've talked about what your body is trying to tell you after 60, let's take the very first step toward changing the story. And it all starts, not in a bottle or a clinic, but deep within your body, in a group of muscles most men have never even heard of, the pelvic floor. When a man has trouble getting or maintaining an erection, we often blame hormones or stress. But in my 3 decades of practice, I've found that one of the most overlooked and powerful factors is pelvic muscle strength. Let me tell you about Jim, one of my patients. He was 67, recently retired, married for over 40 years. When he first came to see me, he sat down, looked at the floor, and said, "Doc, I still love my wife, but I just don't feel like a man anymore." He had gradually lost his ability to get an erection. First it was softer, then unpredictable, and eventually, it was gone. No pill worked. Nothing felt right. But after just 8 weeks of a simple daily practice I gave him, Jim walked into my office with a smile I hadn't seen before. He shook my hand and said, "I feel alive again." That practice was pelvic floor activation, or what many call Kegels for men. And before you dismiss it, let me be clear. This isn't just a woman's exercise. For men, especially over 60, this is one of the most natural and powerful ways to restore sexual strength. Why? Because these muscles control whether blood stays in the penis during arousal. When strong, they act like a valve, locking blood inside the erectile chambers. But when they're weak, blood leaks out too quickly, and erections become soft or short-lived. Here's how to start. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Sit or lie down. The goal is to find the right muscle. Imagine you're urinating, and try to stop the flow midstream. That internal squeeze, that's your pelvic floor. You're not clenching your abs, thighs, or butt. Just that one deep muscle. Now contract it. Hold for 5 seconds, then relax for 5 seconds. That's 1 rep. Do 10 reps in a row. Try this 3 times a day: morning, afternoon, and before bed. After about 2 weeks, increase the hold to 7 seconds, then 10. Like any workout, your endurance builds with time. After 4 to 6 weeks, many men notice stronger, longer-lasting erections, better control, and even improved climax. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. All you need is consistency, because this is more than just an exercise. It's a quiet act of self-respect. A message to your body that you're ready to take back control, not just in the bedroom, but in your life. And that's something no pill can give you. To build on this foundation, we'll soon add a breathing technique that helps unlock your body's natural arousal response, even when stress tries to shut it down. Welcome back, my friend. So far, we've talked about physical strength, about building the foundation of sexual health from the inside out, starting with the pelvic floor. But now we're going to explore something just as powerful, and maybe even more surprising: your breath. That's right. Something as natural and available as breathing can be the key to restoring your sexual function. Let me explain. A few years ago, I met a man named Harold. He was 72, in good shape, still working part-time, and deeply frustrated. He looked at me and said, "Doc, I can't relax. Even when I want to be intimate, my mind races, and nothing happens." What Harold described wasn't unusual. In fact, I hear it all the time. Men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s often come to me with similar stories. Not just about performance, but about disconnection. Their minds are anxious, their bodies don't respond, and they feel like they've lost control. Noah. The surprising truth is that much of that disconnect starts with how we breathe. As we age, many of us shift into shallow, chest-level breathing without even realizing it. Our shoulders stay tight, our chest stays high, and our nervous system remains stuck in fight or flight mode, even during moments that should feel calm, safe, and intimate. This state, this subtle tension, restricts blood flow to the pelvis, raises cortisol, and shuts down the very system responsible for arousal, the parasympathetic nervous system. But there's a simple solution. It's called diaphragmatic breathing, also known as belly breathing. This practice activates your vagus nerve, calms your mind, lowers blood pressure, and increases blood flow right where you need it: your pelvis. Let's try it together. Find a quiet spot where you can sit or lie down comfortably. Place one hand on your chest, the other on your belly. Now breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Feel your belly, not your chest, rise under your hand. Hold that breath gently for 2 seconds. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Feel your belly fall. That's 1 breath. Repeat this rhythm for 5 to 10 minutes. Try doing it once in the morning and once in the evening. And if you ever feel anxious or disconnected before intimacy, take 2 minutes and breathe like this. I've seen men who hadn't felt connected to their bodies in years suddenly rediscover that sense of calm, and with it, their ability to respond naturally again. It might seem too simple, but simple doesn't mean weak. This is your nervous system's reset button. And when you combine this kind of calm, centered breathing with the muscle strength we built in. Part 2, you're not just restoring function. You're rebuilding confidence from the inside out. Next, we'll shift from breath to blood flow, and I'll show you a technique used in hospitals that can help awaken natural circulation and sensitivity right from home. Welcome back. If you've been following along, you already know that restoring natural erections takes more than just boosting testosterone or popping a pill. It takes a deeper approach, one that strengthens muscles, calms the nervous system, and perhaps most importantly, rebuilds healthy blood flow. That's what today is all about. Let me introduce you to one of the most effective, science-backed tools I use in my clinical practice, the vacuum erection device, also called a penile pump. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. That sounds strange, mechanical, even embarrassing, and you wouldn't be alone in that reaction. I once had a patient in his mid-60s look at the device and say, half joking, "You want me to do what with that?" But 2 months later, that same man came back with a quiet confidence and a sentence I'll never forget. "Doc, I'm waking up hard again for the first time in years." That's the power of training your body to perform again without medication. Here's what happens as we age. Blood vessels become narrower, erectile tissue becomes less responsive, and oxygen-rich blood doesn't circulate the way it used to. The vacuum erection device gently uses negative pressure to pull blood into the penis, stretch the erectile tissue, and mimic natural arousal. When used regularly, it doesn't just create temporary firmness, it helps retrain your vascular system to respond naturally again. Let's talk about how to use it safely. Start with a high-quality medical-grade device, manual or battery-powered. Either is fine. Apply a small amount of water-based lubricant around the opening to create a good seal. Place the cylinder over the penis and hold it firmly against the body. Begin pumping slowly. You'll feel blood being gently drawn in. The penis begins to expand, then firm up. This is not about stimulation, it's training. Once you reach a full erection, hold the vacuum for about 10 to 15 minutes. Some men choose to use a soft constriction ring to maintain blood flow temporarily, but only with proper instruction. Start with 3 sessions per week. As circulation improves, some men increase to 5 times weekly, but never overdo it. The key is gentle, consistent use, not force. When combined with pelvic floor activation and diaphragmatic breathing, this creates a powerful trifecta: muscle strength, nervous system support, and restored blood flow. I've seen this combination change lives, quietly, naturally, without side effects. And if you've made it this far, I believe you're someone who's ready to take back control, not just wait for things to get worse. So if this message resonates with you, if something inside says this makes sense, then stay with me. Because in the next part, we'll explore a rarely discussed method that not only strengthens erections, but can also improve length, tissue health, and lasting confidence. Your path to restoration is already in motion. Let's keep going. Together. Welcome back. If you've been following this series, you already understand. Real lasting change doesn't come from shortcuts. It comes from consistency, knowledge, and using the right tools at the right time. So far, we've talked about restoring strength with pelvic floor activation, calming the nervous system with breath work, and reawakening circulation with vacuum therapy. Today, I want to share with you a method that's rarely discussed, often misunderstood, but backed by years of clinical practice and real-world success: penile extender therapy. Let's be honest, for many men, the thought of using a traction device on their penis sounds extreme, maybe even unnecessary. But here's what I want you to know. This isn't about vanity. Maybe en nems kabora drum. It's about function, so why? It's about healing, so why here? And for many, it's about getting back a part of yourself you thought was gone, en nems kabor. Let me tell you about Paul. He was 68 when he came to see me. He had tried it all: medication, exercise, even the vacuum pump. And while he'd seen some improvement, he still felt like something was missing. He looked me in the eye and said, "Doc, I don't just want to perform. I want to feel like myself again." That's when I introduced him to the penile extender. Now, this device works on a principle that's used in physical therapy, orthopedics, even post-surgery recovery: gentle, sustained traction. When applied correctly over time, this traction stimulates cell regeneration, improves blood vessel formation, what we call angiogenesis, and increases tissue elasticity. For the penis, that means stronger erections, improved length and shape, and a return of natural responsiveness. Here's how to use it safely. Start with a high-quality device. Avoid cheap, off-brand versions online. It should be adjustable, come with padding or gland support, and allow for gradual increases in tension. Begin slowly. Fit the device to your flaccid penis. It should be snug, not painful. Use light tension, just enough to feel a mild stretch. In the first week, wear it for 30 to 60 minutes a day. Over time, as comfort increases, build up to 1 to 2 hours per day. Most protocols recommend 3 to 6 months for meaningful, lasting results. It's not a quick fix. It's a long-term investment in your health and confidence. Many men report not only physical changes, like stronger, longer-lasting erections and improved length, but also emotional shifts, greater self-esteem, restored pride, and even renewed intimacy in their relationships. One thing I love about this method is that it gives men something they often feel they've lost: a sense of control. Unlike medication that wears off or tools that only work in the moment, extender therapy helps reshape the very tissue that supports your erections. And for some men, it even improves mild penile curvature and helps with performance anxiety. If you've ever felt like aging was pushing you into the background, this is one quiet, powerful way to push back. In our next video, we'll put everything together into one simple, sustainable daily plan. And I'll reveal a 7-second habit that can accelerate your progress faster than anything I've seen in 30 years. And if this video gave you something valuable, or even just something to think about, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. I read every one of them. You're not done. Not even close. Let's keep going. Welcome back. Let's take a moment today to talk about something incredibly simple, yet surprisingly powerful. Your wrist. Yes, your wrist. Specifically, a point on the inside of your forearm called pericardium 6, or PC6 for short. In traditional Chinese medicine, it's known as Niguan, and for centuries, it's been used to help calm the heart, open the chest, and regulate blood flow. But here's what most men don't realize. This little point can also support your sexual health, especially after 60. Let me explain how. Many of the men I see in my practice are dealing with a silent storm. They look calm on the outside, but inside they carry low-grade stress, performance anxiety, and quiet self-doubt. Over time, this wears down the nervous system, restricts circulation, and directly impacts erectile function. PC6 is like a natural reset button for that internal storm. When stimulated gently and consistently, it helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for rest, relaxation, and arousal. It lowers heart rate, reduces tension, and most importantly, helps open up blood vessels that support healthy erections. And the best part? You can do this anytime, anywhere with just your fingers. Here's how. Roll up your sleeve and turn your palm up. From the crease of your wrist, measure about 3 finger widths up your forearm. That's where PC6 lives. Between the 2 tendons you'll feel running along your inner arm. Once you find the spot, use your thumb to apply gentle pressure. Make small circular motions, breathing slowly as you do. Do this for 1 to 2 minutes on each arm, up to 2 or 3 times a day. Many of my patients like to do it first thing in the morning to start the day calmly, in the afternoon when tension creeps in, and before intimacy to quiet the mind and connect with the body. It might sound too simple to matter, but I've seen this tiny practice help men lower their anxiety, feel more grounded, and improve circulation to the pelvic region without any side effects. Sometimes, healing doesn't require doing more. It requires listening more closely to your body and giving it what it's asking for. This small point on your wrist is more than just a pressure spot. It's a reminder. You're allowed to slow down. You're allowed to feel good again. If this message is speaking to you, if you're starting to feel more connected, more hopeful, then do me a favor. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Because you're not just pressing on your wrist. You're pressing reset for your body, your confidence, and your future. Welcome back. In our last session, we explored how a small pressure point on your wrist, PC6, can help calm the mind and open the channels of blood flow. Today we're going a little deeper, both literally and energetically. I want to introduce you to another powerful point. This one lives on your inner leg, and its name is spleen 6, or SP6. In traditional Chinese medicine, SP6 is known as San Yin Jiao, which means 3 yin intersection. Why that name? Because it's where 3 important energy pathways, the liver, kidney, and spleen, meet. And if you've ever felt like your vitality, sex drive, or emotional resilience has slowly faded with age, this point may hold more power than you realize. Let me explain. According to both Eastern and modern functional medicine, your liver, kidneys, and spleen are central to male hormone balance, blood circulation, and reproductive energy. When these systems are under stress, whether from aging, poor sleep, emotional overload, or nutritional deficiencies, testosterone can drop, energy declines, and sexual function weakens. SP6 is like a natural hub for these systems. When gently stimulated, this point can help rebalance hormones, support testosterone production, and improve blood flow to the pelvic region, all without a pill or complicated treatment. Here's how to find it. Sit comfortably and cross one leg over the other. On the inner side of your lower leg, place 4 fingers above your inner ankle bone. SP6 is located just above that point, slightly behind the shin bone. When you find a tender or slightly sensitive spot there, that's it. Use your thumb to apply steady, gentle pressure. You can press and hold or massage in small circles. Do this for 1 to 2 minutes per side, up to twice a day. Try doing it in the evening to promote hormone balance during sleep or after stress, to bring your energy back down to center. Many of my patients tell me they feel more grounded, more connected, even quietly reawakened in their lower body after just a week or two of consistent practice. This isn't magic. It's your body responding to attention. Real, mindful attention. And remember, SP6 works beautifully in tandem with PC6. One calms the heart and mind. The other awakens the body's inner engine. You don't need expensive procedures or endless prescriptions to feel like yourself again. Sometimes, you just need to reconnect with the systems that already know how to heal. If this message is resonating with you, if you feel something opening inside, please take a moment to support the channel. Click subscribe, hit the bell, and let me know in the comments how this journey has been for you so far. Your body hasn't given up. It's waiting for you to listen. You've made it to the final part of this journey. And I want to say something right up front. Thank you. Not just for listening, but for choosing to show up. For your health, your energy, your manhood, and your future. Now, let's bring everything together. We've covered a lot over the past sessions. 8 parts filled with insight, science, and real tools that work with your body, not against it. Here's a quick recap of your daily restoration plan. Start with pelvic floor activation. 3 sets of 10 reps, morning, midday, and night. Practice diaphragmatic breathing, 5 to 10 minutes, twice a day. Use your vacuum erection device, 10 to 15 minutes, 3 to 5 times per week. Apply penile extender therapy. Begin with 30 to 60 minutes a day and build up over time. Stimulate PC6 and SP6 acupoints, 1 to 2 minutes per point, once or twice daily. This isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing something consistently. Small, repeatable actions that stack over time. And tell your body, I'm not fading away, I'm still here. And now, I want to give you one last gift. It's a 7-second daily habit I teach nearly all my patients. Something so simple, yet so powerful, that it can shift your mindset, your physiology, and your recovery in real time. Here it is. Every morning, when you wake up, place your hand over your lower abdomen. Take 1 deep breath and say out loud, I am coming back. That's it. 1 breath, 1 sentence, 1 signal to your nervous system, your hormones, your mind, and your heart. Say it until your body believes it. Because everything we've discussed, every exercise, every tool, every technique, only works if you believe that healing is possible, that you are still worth showing up for. And let me tell you from my heart, after working with men for more than 30 years, you are. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're not done. You're just rebuilding. And now, you have the tools. You have the plan. And most importantly, you have the power. If this journey has helped you in any way, if it opened your eyes, your heart, or your hope, then I invite you to stay on this path with me. Click the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and join the community of men reclaiming their health and vitality. One honest, grounded step at a time. You're not alone. And you never have to go back to feeling powerless. Your comeback has already begun.